Now, a Hutch's weather update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons, your preferred Bryant dealer. Whatever it takes. Visit robertgibb.com.
All right, thanks for joining me as we head into our Tuesday evening. It's good to have you on board. As always, please drop me a line. Where are you watching from? And let me know if you have any observations, because things have looked like we're getting some areas of icing taking place, mainly in the east central parts of North Dakota, a little bit colder up north, mainly snow there. Now, this is not a heavy event, but certainly could provide some slippery conditions across the valley heading into the evening. Keep this in mind. We have more snow on the way for your love day. That's right. Here's a look at what we have going on. Let's start right away with the radar, though. As we head into the evening hours, this is what we're looking at. With regards to that radar, we see a band of snow. It's pushing through the Red River Valley. Up near Winnipeg, we have some heavier snow, and that's heading off to the east at a pretty slow clip. The precipitation, for the most part here on the latest scan, has cleared the Red River Valley, with the exception of this little batch of mixed precipitation moving through the western reaches of Cass County. Now, we're going to take a look at the DOT cameras in a minute, but again, your information is as helpful as any. So if you're seeing anything out there like icing or some freezing mixed precipitation, let me know. Nathan, it's good to have you on board as well. Taking a look at the big picture again, Dauphin to Winnipeg, that's where the main event is with this particular snow system. We do have more wintry weather heading in on the west coast, and the east coast is seeing a storm system just exit places like the Cape off the shores of Massachusetts, as a winter storm blasted that area with over 1 foot of snow. Now, for your day tomorrow, here's what Hutch has in store for you. There's going to be some snow for travelers to the Twin Cities moving out of South Dakota. If we see anything with regards to snow at all, it'll be in the far southern reaches of our viewing area. Here is a look at the latest and what I have for that. This will be a look at the afternoon snapshot, and the timing is going to be critical with this. Do you see the bands of moderate to heavy snow? This little hiccup in the forecast could dump 1 to 3 inches of snow along the I-29 corridor in central parts of South Dakota. So if you're passing from Watertown down towards the Sioux Falls area, keep that in mind. And if you are traversing to the Twin Cities, this snow spreads into that area as we head into your love day evening. As we go through the late afternoon, that snow will be spreading toward the Twin Cities. Nancy, thank you for your report there. Some flurries in Castleton right now. And again, Avis, thanks. Good. Good news here in Fargo. We're pretty quiet, but she says the East Coast got pounded. Indeed, they did. Over 1 foot of snow in and around portions of Pennsylvania, New York State, including New York City, with some good measurable snow. Boston getting hammered in that area as well. And right up to the coast, which isn't always the case. Now, here's a look at your day for tomorrow. But what about now? Check this out. Here's your forecast updated for you. And I do want to let you know we do have some changes to this here forecast. First and foremost, let's talk about that love day forecast. There's going to be a good chance of some hearts out there. Lovely weather. There'll be South Dakota snow, Minneapolis snow as we go into the afternoon and evening hours. It starts out in the Black Hills for the early day. Thursday, it looks colder, and that lasts into Friday with northwest winds ushering in a punch of Arctic cold. But I have, seen a more of an agreement on the long-range models now towards a warmer solution as opposed to a bitter cold one. Yes, it's going to be brutally cold, and on Friday will be the peak of the cold into Saturday morning. Our northern counties, southern Manitoba and northern parts of North Dakota and northwest Minnesota, will see temperatures that will flirt with sub-zero in a couple of places, but that doesn't last long. Look at the rebound taking place. Going through a sunny weekend ahead without NFL football, I might add. Temperatures will rise from the 30s to the 40s again for Fargo by Monday. Our next chance of unsettled weather could very well be much later in the month. Now, I don't see anything other than just a hiccup in our forecast as we go through this period of milder weather. But let's detail a little bit more about what you can expect. First thing, on your Wednesday in the morning for Love Day, we'll have passing clouds. Northwest wind will be strongest in the early day, particularly in our eastern and northern counties. So that's going to make it, let's call it wind chilly out there. Brianna, thank you so much for your report. Getting some snow. And Leonard, good to hear. If anyone has a measurement once this system moves through, particularly up north where we had some more periodic snow, that would be wonderful to have those reports as well. And we'll take a look here at the DOT cameras. for your love day. It does look breezy in the morning, a little on the brisk side. The coldest air you can see starting to punch in to the big sky country of Montana. We're talking north of Glasgow out there with some pretty chilly conditions. Here in the valley and out to the west, Bemidji, mid-20s to start your day. Notice the warmer pool down here with the dark blues. There's your snow chance developing in the Black Hills, moving into the Pierre area of central South Dakota. Maybe we'll reach as far north as Roberts County in South Dakota as we go through that afternoon. Then, well, it looks like this for your morning planner. It does look like a temperature in Fargo, 26 degrees. The average low has gone up another degree. And we do have a record low that's not in the 40s below. It's in the 30s below. Chilly northwest wind early, passing clouds. But Hutch says all is not lost. There's a chance of a box of chocolates. Wonder what life is like without a box of chocolates. Okay, that's what we have there. Now I'll look at your afternoon planner. Temperatures only near 30 degrees. The wind decreases. Not too bad. We'll call it some lovely weather for your late day plans. 31 degrees, and we do have some decreasing wind, increasing lovely conditions with a chance of a kiss of snow down in the far southern counties and into the Twin Cities for sure. 5:50, the time of sunset. Remember, you can track me on YouTube. We'll take a look at those DOT cameras now. You can snap a shot of this and follow the link there to check out some of my videos there. Overcast in Alexandria, says Julie. Thank you so much. Judy says, hey, good to see you, Judy. And again, Gully checking in. Carrie, thanks for watching. Linda says, like that 40 in Fargo, hope we get a close to Detroit Lakes too. It does look like it. There's not a lot of snow in our area, is there? All right, now let's take a look at a couple of things that we're going to close with here as I got the forecast out for those of you wanting to get out and about your business. Let's take a look at two things. We're going to look at DOT cameras because there was some ice for those of you that are traveling, and we're going to start with North Dakota because that's where the precipitation is, and it's just moving into northwest Minnesota. It was looking like the DOT cams were showing some mighty icy conditions in and around Carrington to Cooperstown and Binford. So if we zoom in on the Binford area, this is New Rockford, excuse me. Let me pop over to the Binford area, and things are looking wet there, but the lens on the camera not nearly as icy as it was a while ago. So that's good news. Now that is moving over the Red River Valley now, as we showed you on the radar. Here's the Buxton Exchange. Let's take a look at that. We do have pretty quiet conditions and what looks like drier roads there. Up in Grand Forks, here's a look right into the, well, let's go right into town, shall we? Let's take a look at the north side of town here. We do have a dash of fresh flakes on the field out there, nothing too substantial. Some of the roads do have a little bit of a wet and possibly slippery appearance there. Fargo and just west of town, let's check in on Castleton here. We do have some flakes that flew, but look at this. You see the wet on the lens? Temperatures are very close to freezing right now, so watch out for a slippery spot on area roads. And that's what's going on across our area down south. This is Richland County near the Morton area, and it is just completely void of any snow on the fields there in southeast North Dakota. Another check, we do have some reports of some icy roads in the Fessenden area there in the Wells County area. Other than that, it's fairly quiet. Lakota, your area has a dash of snow on the roads, and farther to the north, we can't forget about that Cavalier to Langdon stretch, and look at the wetlands there. So we've had some snow. You can see the snow on the grassy areas there, and some wet, if not, albeit very slippery road conditions could be the case there. A quick check of our friends in Minnesota and the Minnesota DOT doing their best to keep up with the light snow making its way through. So that won't be too much of a problem. All reports are fairly quiet until we see where the blue is. Here, the blue would indicate some at least partially covered roads. We're talking about Kitson County. Let's check in on Lancaster. This is 59 going up north there. A little wet, maybe a little on the white side on the grassy areas. Emerson, not much showing up there. And as we slide south into the Alvarado area where there is some blue or icy roads reported, and we can see some snert there, the dirty snow that's been kicked up in that area. Again, that's about it. Now as we look out in the Donaldson area, A little bit of maybe wet roads showing up there that could be slippery, and that's what the DOT is reporting. And here's Highway 10 real quickly. So those of you traveling out towards Lake Park right now, that's pretty quiet and for the most part dry. There's a band of precipitation exiting the Fargo Moorhead area right now. Here's Barnesville or the I-94 corridor, pretty quiet and dry there as well. All in all, driving conditions for us are looking pretty swell. How about that cold air slosh that's coming in on Friday? Let's take a quick peek at that as well, as I have an update on that with regards to what we expect in our area. Now, it still does look like we could have some cold air that hugs right close to our northern counties as we close out our work week. Oh, take a look at this. Ooh-wee. We're seeing some sub-zero potential in our far northern counties. We're talking around single digits below for most of us. Where the snow hit from this system today, we're talking Brandon, Manitoba, Dauphin, Manitoba, all the way down south in towards the Winnipeg area. We could have some teens below zero for those folks, so keep that in mind. That's Friday, a cold slap. This is a morning snapshot, so keep that in mind as well. So some colder air heading our way, and that is a look at what we have going on. Join me tonight. We'll do the hour-by-hour forecast showing you that system tracking its way through South Dakota, and we'll have a little bit better feel for this cold air mass coming in as well. Have a wonderful Tuesday. We'll check in again later. Take it a little slow on those slippery roads.